Okay, so ever find yourself, like, standing in the shower, totally on autopilot,
Mm-hmm.
but your brain is, I don't know, miles away, already planning meetings, thinking about emails, what's for dinner?
Oh, absolutely. Or you're walking the dog, beautiful day, maybe. But mentally, you're like replaying some argument from yesterday.
Exactly, that feeling.
Yeah.
Your mind just buzzing, even when you're trying to just be.
It's incredibly common, that racing mind feeling. I mean, in this world we live in, always on, our brains get really good at planning and projecting.
Right, at the expense of just
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah, it's like we're living in echoes of the past or, what might happen next.
Which is exactly where we're diving into today. We're looking at the core ideas from the power of now.
Mm.
And this isn't like another self-help checklist.
Mm-hmm.
Think of it more as a different way to see things, to experience your life.
A shift in perception, really.
Yeah. So our mission here is to pull out the big ideas from the source material, connect them to, everyday life,
Yeah.
your life, and hopefully spark a few of those aha.
Yeah, the kind that might lead to being a bit more present, maybe a little less stressed.
Definitely.
And what's really interesting about the power of now, I think, is how it challenges these deep-seated beliefs we have about time, about who we think we are.
Right, this idea that the voice in your head isn't really you.
Exactly. Or that our focus on past and future kind of clouds the present moment, which is, well, where everything actually happens.
Okay, let's jump into that first big one. Time is an illusion. The source really hammers this home, doesn't it? That our struggles often come less from our actual situation and more from dwelling.
Mm-hmm. Constantly thinking about what happened or worrying about what's next.
Yeah, like those examples, drafting emails in the shower, rehashing arguments on a walk. I mean, who hasn't done that? Been
Yeah.
somewhere physically but mentally
Yeah.
gone.
It's so relatable.
And the core insight, the book argues, is basically we're so caught up in the what was or the what if that we miss the what is,
Yeah. The only place life actually unfolds.
which is now.
That's the central idea. The text basically says the past is just memory, it's a mental construct,
Right.
and the future, it's imagination, a mix of hopes, fears, possibilities.
Stuff that hasn't happened.
Exactly. The only tangible reality, the only place you can actually do anything or feel anything is right now, this present moment.
And that's where the power lies, according to the source,
Mhm.
in being present, not constantly planning or regretting.
Precisely. Our true agency, our ability to experience life fully, it's here, in the now.
It's like we're busy watching reruns or movie trailers instead of the actual movie playing right in front of us.
That's a great way to put it.
Which kind of leads nicely into the next big idea,
Yeah.
separating ourselves from our minds.
Yeah. Yes, the idea that you are not the voice in your head.
Yeah. The source says you're the awareness behind that voice,
Mm,
which is kind of a radical thought for many people, I think.
it can be. Think about that inner narrator, the one that's always judging, planning, worrying, regretting.
Oh, constantly.
Yeah.
The nonstop commentary.
Right. And that commentary, that mental program can really disrupt our peace, can't it?
Totally. The source uses that example of like overthinking a text message or stressing about a meeting. You can go from 0 to 60 emotionally.
Yeah.
Just based on the stories your mind cooks up.
Absolutely. So the practice suggested is to create a bit of space, to
Yeah.
step back.
Just watch the thoughts.
Yeah, observe them as they come up, but without getting totally swept away, without automatically believing they're the absolute truth about you or the situation.
I liked that raw spark example they gave. When that inner critic pops up, I'm failing, I'm not good enough, whatever it is,
Mm-hmm.
the advice isn't to fight it,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
But just to notice it. Like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, there's that thought again.
Exactly. Acknowledge it, and then gently, bring your focus back. Back to your breath, maybe, or the feeling in your hands, back to the present.
It's like noticing cloudy weather, but not letting it cancel your whole day.
Yes. That detached observation is key. It creates this little buffer zone between you and your thoughts.
In that space.
Yeah.
Freedom.
Yeah. Freedom arises. Yeah. You start to realize, oh, I'm the one watching these thoughts. I'm not the thoughts themselves. And that realization, that's fundamental. It lessens their grip on your emotions.
Okay, now pain and resistance. This was fascinating. The source distinguishes between pain, which it says is kind of inevitable,
Part of life. Yeah.
and suffering, which it calls optional.
Right. And it introduces this concept of the pain body.
Yeah, what is that exactly? Like stored up negativity.
Sort of. It's described as this field of accumulated emotional energy, Old hurts, past traumas, future fears, all kind of clumped together.
Okay.
And the key idea is that our resistance to the present moment, wanting things to be different right now, is what actually feeds this pain body. It's what creates suffering.
So it's the fighting against reality that hurts more than the reality itself.
In a way, yes. When we resist what is wishing it wasn't happening, arguing with reality in our heads, we create this internal friction. And that's suffering.
The book used the example of losing a job, right?
Yes. The mind immediately jumps in with, why me? This isn't fair. What am I going to do?
That's the resistance.
That's resistance in action. But acceptance, as the source presents it, it's not about liking the job loss. It's not being happy about it.
No.
It's about acknowledging, okay, this is happening. This is the situation right now.
And from that point,
From that place of acceptance, you can actually move forward with more clarity. You're not stuck fighting the reality of it, so you can think about what to do next.
it's crucial, though, and the source points this out, that acceptance isn't just rolling over. It's not passive resignation.
Not at all. It's very active, in a sense. It's facing reality squarely without adding that extra layer of judgment or negativity.
Which frees up energy, I guess. Energy you'd otherwise spend fighting.
Exactly. You have more resources to actually navigate the situation, like trying to swim against a strong current versus learning to work with it.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so where does the ego fit in all this? If our minds and resistance cause issues, what's the ego's role?
Well, the source explains that the ego primarily lives in time.
In time, meaning
Yeah.
past and future.
Yes. It builds its identity from past stories. I am someone who achieved this, or I am someone who suffered that. And it projects itself into the future. I will become this. I need to acquire that.
It needs that narrative.
It thrives on narrative, on identification. But the now, the present moment,
Yeah.
it doesn't really require an identity in the same way. It just is. So the ego, the source argues, can't really survive fully in the now.
That's interesting, because the now doesn't need a story about itself.
Precisely. The ego identifies with form, possessions, status, achievements, even opinions and beliefs, all rooted in time. The present moment is more formless awareness.
The book contrasts, like social media feeding the ego,
Seeking external validation, likes, comments.
versus presence, being with someone, appreciating nature, feeding something deeper, the soul.
Exactly. One reinforces the constructed self, the ego. The other connects you to, well, being.
And I like the perspective on how to deal with the ego. It's not about attacking it head on.
No, because that often just strengthens it, gives it more energy.
Right.
The advice is more subtle. It's about withdrawing your attention from its dramas, cultivating inner stillness. There's a line like, the ego starves in silence.
That's powerful. Just stop feeding it attention.
Basically, when you become aware of its patterns, the defensiveness, the neediness, the comparing, and you just observe them without getting sucked in, its power fades.
Like noticing the leaky faucet, as you said earlier. You become aware, then you can choose to fix it, not just listen to the drip.
Exactly. Awareness is the first step.
Okay, this brings us to presence and stillness. Stillness isn't just sitting rigidly, right?
No, the source defines it as the absence of resistance. It's an inner state, not necessarily an outer one.
So it's about shifting from always doing to sometimes just being.
Yes, finding value in simply being present, aware. And the book offers really practical ways in, simple things.
Like feeling your breath.
Feeling your breath, noticing the sensations in your hands, maybe just looking around you and really seeing the details without instantly slapping labels on everything.
Grounding yourself in the physical, in the immediate moment.
Right. It emphasizes that this isn't some mystical, far-off state. It's accessible right now through simple awareness of your inner body or your senses.
And this connects to peak experiences too, doesn't it? Like
Yeah.
athletes in the zone or artists in flow.
Absolutely. In those moments, the mental chatter dies down. There's no past or future, just pure presence and action. That's the state the book is pointing towards, but in everyday life.
Even suggesting that raw idea of taking, what, 60 seconds an hour?
Yeah, just a minute, fully present, no phone, no distractions, just being.
And the potential impact of just those little moments on focus, energy, peace.
It can be surprisingly significant, like tiny anchors pulling you back to reality throughout the day, away from the mental noise.
A mental reset button. I like that. Okay, and then there's this really key distinction. Life situation versus life.
Ah, yes. This is crucial.
So life situation
Yeah.
is the external stuff. Job, money, health, relationships.
Exactly. Your circumstances, the facts of your life, you could say.
But life, according to the source, is something else.
It's the inner experience, that sense of aliveness, of consciousness that is present underneath all the circumstances. It's the awareness in this moment.
No, because we usually equate the two, don't we? If the situation is bad, life feels bad.
We absolutely do. We think, I'll be happy when my situation improves. I'll find peace when this problem is solved.
But the source flips that.
Yeah.
It offers this reflection that even when the situation is tough, maybe you're broke or sick or lonely,
Yeah, difficult circumstances.
you can still connect to that inner sense of peace because it's not dependent on the externals.
Precisely. That peace, that core aliveness, resides in present moment awareness, not in whether your bank account is full or your health is perfect.
That feels like a really, really big takeaway.
It is. It's potentially life-changing.
Instead of waiting for the outside world to be perfect, to feel okay.
You cultivate that okayness, that peace, that joy now, internally.
And that inner state might actually help you deal with the situation better.
That's the idea. You act from a place of presence and clarity rather than anxiety or desperation fueled by the situation. It shifts your whole center of gravity from external circumstances to internal awareness.
Giving you back a sense of power, freedom.
A tremendous sense of freedom and inner power, yes.
So wrapping this all up, the power of now, it's not just presented as like a set of tips for a better life.
No, it's framed more as a portal, an entry point.
To what? A deeper level of being.
Something like that. It suggests that what we're fundamentally seeking, peace, clarity, love, freedom, isn't out there in the future somewhere.
It's here now.
It's already present, within the now, waiting for us to simply notice it, to become aware of it.
By quieting the mind and dropping the resistance.
By waking up from what it calls the time trap.
Yeah.
And starting to actually inhabit our lives moment by moment. It's a fundamental shift.
Wow. Okay, so a final challenge from the source then, for you listening.
Yeah, a practical thing to try.
Just pick one ordinary moment today. Could be anything, washing your hands, eating something, walking from one room to another.
A simple, everyday activity.
And just for that moment, try to be fully there. Let go of the thoughts, the planning, the rushing. Just focus on the senses.
Feel the water on your hands. Taste the food. Notice your feet on the floor.
Just the raw experience of it.
Mm-hmm.
And the source leaves us with this thought. That moment, that's life. And you just woke up to it.
A powerful reminder, isn't it, that the extraordinary is right here, hidden in the ordinary if we just pay attention.